Hey, deserving listeners, it's time to continue watching 90 Day Fiancé. My name is Dr. Kirk Honda. I'm a therapist and a professor, and I like to watch this show and react to it and then post it on YouTube for y'all to react in the comments below. Let's get to the show.
He starts to long discussion with me why I need wardrobe, all the stuff, and I have to explain I brought on a couple dress and I don't really need dress.
The other possibility that I'm guessing some of you are thinking is that he's like 10% into it, and that he mostly knows that he does not want to be with her. Now, if that's true, which we don't know, or I don't know, that would possibly mean two different things. One is that he knew before she even came to the States that he was pretty sure this wasn't going to work out. I mean, they certainly seemed very cold to each other while they were communicating online. So that's possible. But I think if that were true, it would be this other possibility that I was thinking about. Sometimes me and my wife will talk about the show. I was telling her this earlier because we were like, what's going on with Mike and Natalie? Anyway, because she watches the show in the other room when it comes out. But anyway, I think it's possible, again, I don't know, that he was very much in love with her in the beginning, before the first season. He lands in Ukraine. The two of them have this wonderful time, and it goes really well. And then they start fighting, and it starts to go downhill. And then they get to big fighting, and then he really starts to wonder. And then I think at a certain point, it certainly seemed this way in the first season, that he just gave up. He's like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. And then when he comes back to the United States, he is pretty sure, like, I'm putting that thing behind me. Thing meaning the relationship, not her. I'm putting that whole, it just was a disaster. I'm moving on in life. But there was still a question mark of just like, well, maybe it could work, maybe not, who knows? And then she starts to say, hey, I want to come out. And he's like, well, maybe we can rekindle that thing I had in the beginning. She comes out and he's hopeful. And then right away, there's that coldness that between the two of them that they both perpetuate. And pretty quickly, within maybe a couple of days, he's like, yep, I'm done. Crap. I got 90 days and she's living in my house and I'm not into it. And so I'm just going to ride out these 90 days. It was a worthy experiment. I'll make the best of it, but I'm pretty darn sure that I am not interested. I don't think we're compatible. She doesn't like anything about my house. I don't like the way we relate to each other. So I'm just biding my time for whatever reason. Who knows? I could see that happening as well. And that would explain his standoffish attitude, his seeming lack of willingness to want to reach out to her and make her feel comfortable, that sort of thing.
I don't know. I don't understand. Maybe I'm too complicated. Maybe things just easier and I don't realize it.
One big deep drawer. Two big drawers. That one's all ready to go.
I need to clean it.
So that's an interesting statement that she just said. Maybe things aren't that complicated. Maybe I'm making things complicated. Maybe it is what it is, and he does love me, and I'm just reading into things. So, yeah, that could be. And we all do that in the beginning of a relationship. It's also possible that the complications are an indication of something that is deeper in Mike that he isn't expressing overtly, and that she's picking up on signs of it, but there's no overt signs of it, because Mike is a pretty chill person. And so you could say, well, it's kind of, he's not yelling at me, he's not rejecting me, but I'm certainly not getting any overt indications that he loves me. So what's going on here? And I have the same question. I have the same question for both of them, frankly. I have the same question. Do either one of them really love each other? If we could really just get the truth about them, do they care? And what percentage of, not do they love each other or not, because we all have a different threshold for that word, but what percentage are they really? I would really want to know the answer to that question, because I'm guessing both of them are pretty low. And that would explain why they're having a really hard time inspiring love from each other.
It's a pity Mike doesn't have time to make me feel comfortable. Probably I deserve it because I think I made a lot of pain to Mike. But now, Mike is my priority. I would like the same back.
Right. Wouldn't it be great if the two of them could reciprocate love and attention and dedication? And she brings up another point that, of course, is possible, that Mike deeply does want to be with Natalie, but is very, very hurt by things that have happened in the past and is passive-aggressively taking it out on her by denying her things in the house. It's absolutely a possibility. Lots of people do that. Let's continue watching.
Как дела с Майклом? Как вы? Все в порядке? Наталья,
Да, все хорошо.
точно?
Да. And I'm like, and I don't want to say, no, like everything is bad.
So, I don't know. I don't want to read too much into it, but we are seeing something in that she is, I'm going to say, lying, because that's one way of putting it. A nicer way of putting it is trying to be optimistic so her mom doesn't worry about her. So which one is it? Is it lying and deceptive, or is it a white lie or a nice thing to say to the mom because she doesn't want to worry the mom? Natalie is very much not having a good time. She really doesn't know what's happening. She, I don't think, thinks that Mike is romantic, and is talking to her mom, is saying everything's great. Mike's really romantic. Everything is going wonderfully. And so what's going on here? What would motivate that? Is it cultural? I don't know. Comment below. I'm always curious. A lot of you from Ukraine will inform me on what's going on. If it's cultural, if it's not. We at least see what's happening here. Why would Natalie do this? Well, maybe there's some pattern here in the family where Natalie felt like she couldn't be truthful. She couldn't be herself. And she had to deceive or act like something or even lie to her parents to get approval or to avoid some sort of emotional fallout from the parents. Sometimes this indicates that the mom could have, again, there's no data for this, but it's possible given the scenario that the mom has some kind of emotional trauma herself, and when the daughter, Natalie, has something wrong in her life, the mother plummets because she has a very thin foundation that she's standing on, and she blames herself and falls through the floor, and then Natalie now has to take care of mom. Who knows? There's a lot of different possibilities. But at the very least, what we see here is consistent with the theme that I've been railing on with both Natalie and Mike, which is talk, reveal, be vulnerable, own your feelings, express, give the other person a chance. And right now we're seeing Natalie also not expressing her true feelings to her mom. She doesn't express her true feelings to Mike. She doesn't seem to express her true feelings to her mom. So this points to possibly past traumas in Natalie's life that made her feel like she had to be this way, that she didn't have the right to say what she wanted, that no one cared, that if she did say how she felt, she would get punished or something horrible would happen. And so she has to constantly hold back from saying what is really on her mind. But what's on her mind is still there, and the feelings are still there. And so there's this constant tension between my needs and my wants and what I feel like I deserve, and no, be quiet, you don't deserve, no one wants to know, you'll destroy other people's lives if you say what's on your mind. Who knows? But maybe we'll get. So the mom is asking, are you going to have a wedding? Let's see what she says here.
Один раз на много лет.
Mama thinks wedding is one in all life. Okay, я скажу. I have a lot of pressure because all my friends from Ukraine, my mom, they keep asking me, what's going on? Are you coming for wedding? Because if they coming for wedding, they need to apply for visa.
So one of the Ukrainian individuals in the comments below said something along the lines of women in Ukraine and Kyiv are valued for their marriage ability. That one, in order to be a valuable human as a woman in that society, you must be married and you must have kids, or you must be on the path to getting married or on the path to having kids. That was what someone said. They also said that women in Ukraine will express care and love to each other by asking about that, because they assume that you want to do that. And by asking, hey, when are you getting married? Hey, when are you going to have kids? It is an expression of, hey, I care about you. Hey, it'd be like if one of my, like Bob, a while back, my friend Bob, who's on the podcast sometimes, he had a lot of back pain. He's out of the woods now and he's doing okay, but he was in tremendous back pain a number of months ago. And I expressed my love and care for him by asking about his back a lot and saying like, hey, how's the back? And he'd be, oh, it's not going so well. And thanks for asking. And so that's how in my culture, and I'm guessing a lot of cultures, that's how you express love and care for another human being. And in Ukraine, I don't know if it's exactly analogous, but some people in the comments were saying that that's how you express love, is by saying, hey, when are you getting married? When are you having kids? And she's saying pressure. So on the pro side, if you are on the path to getting married and having kids, then you feel supported. People paying attention to you. People are interested in your marriage, in you having kids, and you're like, yay. But it could have the reverse effect if things aren't working out, where you feel that pressure, and she's talking about that right now. So maybe that's why she's also not telling the truth, because she is ashamed that she isn't on the path to getting married and having kids. Who knows? I would really want to ask her those questions if she were my client, which she isn't.
Either you need to apply for visa, either you need to prepare papers, and it's a huge work. And my mom wants to come, and I have this pressure because I don't even have ring back.
Я тебя очень люблю, Наташа, никогда не расстраивайся, всегда верь в удачу.
Now, I will say, in the United States, it's certainly a part of our culture where we do that too. It's not like Ukraine is that different from the United States in that respect. But from the people in the comments about Ukrainian culture versus American culture, they said that in Ukraine, it's more so. All right, well, that does it for that episode of Psychology in Seattle. Everyone out there, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.